AECT Standard 1 addresses creating, using, assessing, and managing content knowledge. This video will demonstrate my mastery of this standard through artifacts I have created in the MET program for my 6th grade Language Arts and Social Studies classes. As part of EdTech 541, I created a content area learning activity. This activity centered around an excerpt from the reading selection called Warriors Don't Cry, about the Little Rock Nine. Activities I embedded in this interactive presentation included vocabulary development, primary source image analysis, multimedia viewing for research tasks, and an exploration of Little Rock Central High School using Street View in Google Maps. Students conducted research on a variety of locations important to the civil rights movement and plotted the locations on a Google map. Then, students linked relevant primary source images and wrote descriptions about the importance of each location they selected. This Warriors Don't Cry cross-curricular lesson changed the way my students were able to access and interact with complex text. In EdTech 502, I created a virtual tour of ancient Greece and coded the web pages for this activity. Students explore 4 city-states by navigating through the website. I embedded a variety of ways to access information in order to meet the needs of all my students, including English language learners and those receiving special education. Information can be accessed via text, videos, photo galleries, and 360 tours. The deliverable for this activity is a student travel log, which is accessible via Google Docs. This virtual tour allows my students to explore the world outside the walls of our classroom. These artifacts are representative of the work I have created. Together, they paint a picture of how I am able to create, use, assess, and manage content knowledge using technology. Thank you for watching. AECT Standard 2 addresses creating, using, assessing, and managing content pedagogy. This video will demonstrate my mastery of this standard through artifacts I have created in the MET program for my 6th grade Language Arts and Social Studies classes. Web quests are an inquiry-based activity that are designed to allow students to make their own meaning using a specific set of resources. In EdTech 502, I created a web quest pertaining to the novel Freak the Mighty and coded the pages needed in order to publish this activity for student use. Students research the legends of King Arthur and the medieval times, record their research on a Padlet wall, and then complete a Google document to connect it with excerpts of the text. Students also design a coat of arms for the main characters in the novel and create a narrated Prezi to showcase their learning. I included a detailed rubric to help students self-assess their progress, and the conclusion page includes questions for self-reflection. In EdTech 541, I created a virtual world in which my students could express their understanding of literary text and demonstrate their ability to use text evidence. Using Minecraft Education Edition, students built structures representative of their learning pertaining to the novel A Long Walk to Water. Instructional objectives and tasks were detailed on boards, and students work in 3 distinct zones to illustrate inferences about the text, retell significant parts of the plot, and explain the theme. This constructivist lesson made reading and communicating about text a more compelling experience. As you can see, my classroom has become a more student-centered, engaging environment as a result of my work in the MET program. These artifacts are representative of how my understanding of learning theories and content pedagogy has influenced my implementation of educational technology. Thank you for watching. Standard 3 addresses creating, using, managing, and assessing learning environments to facilitate learning. This video will demonstrate my mastery of this standard through artifacts I have created in the MET program for my 6th grade Language Arts and Social Studies classes. In EdTech 532, I redesigned my instruction by combining the commercial game Minecraft, the gamified management system called Classcraft, and quest-based learning using Resly. Students access content assignments in Resly and then make decisions about which tasks to undertake, as well as making decisions about time, teams, and tools. My classroom has become a game-based, wholly student-centered environment as a result of this work. For EdTech 531, I created a virtual classroom. The function of the virtual classroom is to manage student activity within Minecraft Education Edition. Various mechanisms are built into the space in order to optimize learning. For example, objectives are posted on the walls, colored carpets provide staging areas for groups, labeled chests are receptacles for artifacts of learning, and a lecture hall occupies the second floor to provide a place for debriefing stimulations. In EdTech 536, I collaboratively designed a Minecraft simulation called the Silk Road's Adventure. Students experience the life of a merchant traveling along the Silk Road's trade route from an ancient Chinese village to the trading city of Kashgar. The game design is rooted in choice as students self-select a path and construct their own meaning during gameplay. Student choices have a direct effect on the outcome of the game and illustrate historical concepts related to ancient China in the engaging environment of a virtual world. An effective learning environment, whether physical or virtual, is one in which all students are part of the learning community. Technology can be a great equalizer, and its appropriate implementation can pave the way for equitable, engaging, and efficient student use. Thank you for watching. AECT Standard 4 addresses the design, development, implementation, and evaluation of technology-rich learning environments within a supportive community of practice. This video will demonstrate my mastery of this standard through artifacts I have created for the MET program. In EdTech 536, I worked with a group to design a Minecraft simulation to teach about the Silk Roads of ancient China. Throughout the design process, my collaborators and I analyzed learners, brainstormed engaging in-game tasks, and developed a way to evaluate the impact on learning. Our collaboration yielded a design that was infinitely better than anything we could have created individually. Our collective experiences and collegial interaction ensured a supportive group dynamic. In EdTech 501, I collaborated with several of my peers to produce a digital divide Prezi in order to address the digital inequalities facing today's learners. As a teacher who serves a disadvantaged community in the state of California, this assignment was particularly useful to my professional practice because it helped me better understand the digital challenges faced by the majority of my students and their families. This artifact demonstrates ethical behavior within a cultural context and respect for the diverse learners in my school community. In EdTech 503, I collaborated to lead a discussion about several instructional design case studies. To facilitate the conversation, we analyzed the cases beforehand and then created a presentation to guide our peers. We were able to lead a rich discussion for the class, which was a gratifying experience as well as a way to bring our community of practice closer together. Educators are lifelong learners because we must always strive to grow our professional knowledge and skills. Fostering a supportive community of practice is vital as I continually seek better ways to meet student needs. Thank you for watching. AECT Standard 5 addresses evaluating, synthesizing, and applying methods of inquiry to enhance learning and improve performance. This video will demonstrate my mastery of this standard through artifacts I have created in the MET program for my 6th grade Language Arts and Social Studies classes. In EdTech 504, I wrote a final synthesis paper about how flipped classrooms can be reflective of social constructivist theory, depending on how inverted instruction is implemented. This paper demonstrates my foundational knowledge of the contribution of research to past and current theory. This has impacted my professional practice by helping me implement a flipped classroom model of instruction more effectively. In EdTech 503, I designed a Weave video training module for the staff at my school. I used the formal inquiry strategy of creating an ARCS table to assess how my instructional design was able to motivate learners. My analysis of learner attention, relevance, confidence, and satisfaction enabled me to pinpoint the strengths and weaknesses of my design during the development stage. In EdTech 505, I wrote a report using the goal-based method of evaluation to determine the impact of quest-based learning on student achievement, engagement, and self-efficacy. I devised an evaluation method to determine student academic achievement and measure student engagement as well as personal perception. Analyzing this data improved my professional practice because it helped me to understand the effects of my pedagogical choices. Now I not only teach in a new way, but I also understand why it's so important to my students. My teaching philosophy is built on an attitude that all students can achieve. In order to ensure the growth and success of all my 6th graders, I continually research and synthesize new information in order to become a better teacher. My pedagogy reflects this research, and my choices continue to evolve and improve on a daily basis. Thank you for watching.